couple of factors. Back-to-back afternoon games, looking at a holiday break. Did these guys need any reminder to finish this thing the right way before they hit the break?
They shouldn't, but they did. Yeah. I watched the video yesterday when I got to the hotel after the game. We should be full of energy today based on our effort yesterday.
Jenner was saying he was really surprised to find out that Pierre-Luc has not always been a center. I'm out wondering, has he picked up the finer points of the position? Because he switched in the middle of juniors. Has he picked up the finer points of the position quicker than you would have thought?
Well, you'll have to ask him that. He has played really well at center. And Tom, you know the discussions about him. Right. We weren't going to put him in that spot so early on, but out of necessity and lack of play from other centers, he was put there. And so that's sometimes how you find out about people, is not overanalyzing it. You throw them in the spot and see what they can do. And he has grabbed a hold of it, and he's by far our top center, which kind of pisses me off about some of the other guys. But by far, he has played that well.
Are you as impressed with his ability when he's not scoring goals as his
Well,
ability?
that's the big thing you need to, especially with a young player, because I think young players, high pick, some of the things surrounding him, they think they have to be measured by their goals. But and let's not even. I mean, he's made some great plays. And let's not even go goals or assists. He's a good player defensively too. And he has a willingness along the boards. It's probably the best I've seen him play along the boards was yesterday. And not only the willingness to be in the battle, but to accelerate out of there with the puck and just simply win the battle and take pucks to the net, make a play, whatever it may be. So those are the things you look at it with the young player. When I think the measuring stick by everybody around him, media, this and that, are goals and assists. As a coaching staff, we have to look at other things. And he's gone through. He was playing really well. Then he was awful for a number of games. He had some struggles with his total game, but he has found himself and he's kind of figured it out on his own. So that's impressive for a young guy.
That can be the hardest stuff to teach a kid, right? Especially a young kid, is to do the things that do not result in goals.
Well, and especially when it comes to willingness. I love his edge. I don't think he's taken a backward step anywhere along the way here, and the people I've played him against, as far as having any type of intimidation. He takes it on. And has he gone up and down a little bit? Sure he has, which is expected. But he gets himself situated and gets back to his game pretty quickly.
Do you think so? That comes from as a result of being coach's son, and not that he's talking to his dad or whatever now, but like when he was younger, the upbringing and that kind of thing.
Well, I think that always helps when you're around a locker room as a young boy, and your dad is probably coaching you because he's a coach, not only just hockey but in life, I would think. But let's not minimize the kid as far as what he does for himself. We can give a lot of credit to coaches. When it comes down to, at the end of the day, the kid has to find the determination and do the things he needs to do. So let's give him some credit here.
Bob today?
Yep.
You changed your pairs last night, and I think you said you gave up probably more chances than you wanted. Will you stick with that same defensive pairings tonight?
I got to see what their lineup is, and we'll see where we go from there.
You mentioned yesterday Bobrovsky. Obviously, he played a great game yesterday. Do you feel like he's right at the top where he should be, where he usually is at this point?
Well, Bob's been playing very well here, but I don't think you can ever top out Bob. I think as the year goes on and more pressure starts coming our way, he's going to have to be better. And I think I've seen him play better. I mean, he's that good. So I'm never going to put a cap on what Bob is as a goalie.
John, what areas of Pierre-Luc's game have gotten stronger since last year?
Well, I don't think, because he played really well last year, I don't think, the biggest thing with Luke, I'll answer it this way, is he's just got to make sure as things start going well in his game, that he stays on top of himself as far as preparation. And I always use Cam Atkinson with our group, that early in his career it got good to him, and you can lose it pretty quickly. I think a young guy, and I think Luke has a little bit of that in him, in where it's just youth, that you're playing really well, you get 3 assists and this and that, and you kind of forget about how you're prepared for that game, and you got to do it again. That's something I watch for. But I don't have to remind him too many times. I have had to, but I think that's the part of the game. I guess I'm answering it backwards. I think that's part of the game that he has to stay on top of himself and keep improving at.